Good evening and welcome to the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin for Friday, November 14, 2025. I'm Madana Doric. In the headlines tonight, government launching $200 million Guyana Development Bank in 2026. 0% SME loans to transform business landscape. President Ali to detractors. Find your place, stay in your lane. Major internal shakeup as 15 police ranks face criminal charges. Top cop says gas station bombing in lone wolf strike. No links to other blasts. Smugglers ambush GRA officers. Seize vessel loaded with uncustomed goods. 4 arrested. And 7 drivers fined $100,000 for misuse of Barat Jakio River Bridge. Now for the news in depth. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali opened GuyExpo 2025 with a forceful defense of his administration development agenda, touting Ghana's explosive economic growth while dismissing critics who, he said, are playing social media games. Colin Abrams tells us more.
You don't need to remind us about our commitment, whether it's cash grant, incentives, subsidies. You don't need to remind us. We know what our commitments are, and we are going to deliver on every one of them faster, better, greater. So find your place, stay in your lane. Don't get beside yourself. Understand what level you are boxing at.
President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali delivered a bold and unapologetic message as he declared GuyExpo 2025 officially open on Thursday night. Addressing a packed National Exhibition Center, the president vowed that his government will fulfill every commitment made to the people of Guyana, stressing that no amount of noise, criticism, or political distraction will derail the country's transformation. He highlighted major initiatives already underway, including the nationwide cash grant, expanded support for vulnerable groups, and the establishment of a zero-interest development bank aimed at giving ordinary Guyanese greater access to financing. These, he emphasized, are not campaign promises, but concrete pillars of a broader expansion strategy that is fueling job creation, community development, and historic economic growth. In a direct rebuke to detractors, the president insisted that his administration needs no reminders about its duty to the people, saying real progress is unfolding across sectors, not social media games. He said, GuyExpo itself stands as evidence of how far the nation has advanced and how much more is ahead.
Our economy is strong, robust, and full of energy. The numbers tell a stunningly positive story. The economy demonstrated strong growth, with real oil GDP growing by 7.5%. A non-oil economy that is the heart of Guyana. Everything besides oil and gas grew by a breathtaking 13.8%. Let me ask you, is that a sign of a sluggish economy or a powerhouse on the move?
President Ali described Guyana's economy as a powerhouse on the move, pointing to the financial system he called a fortress backed by a 19.3% capital adequacy ratio, rising foreign reserves, and surge private sector investment. He cited significant sectoral growth, construction up nearly 30%, professional services up 41%, and the broader services sector climbing by 6.6%. He warned, however, that discipline is essential in key sectors, particularly gold mining, where illegal smuggling has cost the nation billions. The president reaffirmed the government's hard line on accountability, insisting that Guyanese must get the results we are investing for.
We must get the results we're investing for. We must get the productivity we're investing for.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Susan Rodriguez, said Ghana's economic ascent is being propelled not only by large-scale infrastructure projects, but by resilience and creativity of its business community. She reaffirmed support for small and medium-sized enterprises, highlighting the upcoming SME Development Bank with 0% interest loans, the new collateral registry that allows movable assets to secure credit, and nationwide business clinics that have already assisted nearly 400 entrepreneurs.
2025 alone, over 2,700 small businesses received training, bringing the total number trained since 2020 to more than 13,000. Nearly 4,000 businesses have benefited from small business grants valued at almost $1 billion. And more than 140 businesses have received loans through our loan guarantee program, valued at $1.2 billion. We have also continued to support small businesses in showcasing their products both locally and abroad. Since 2020, almost 300 businesses have benefited from assistance to participate in expos and trade fairs.
GuyExpo 2025 opened in grand style, ushering in 4 days of culture, innovation, and business opportunity, marking 30 years of Ghana's premier trade and investment exposition. This year's event is expected to attract more than 100,000 visitors under the theme Transformation Through Entrepreneurship and Innovation. The milestone anniversary edition showcases Ghana's creative talent, expanding industries, and future-focused ideas, solidifying GuyExpo's role as a driving engine of economic evolution. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
15 police officers have been charged in 2025 for offenses ranging from murder to narcotics trafficking, Crime Chief Wendell Blenheim revealed, saying the action reflects the force's effort to confront misconduct while strengthening public trust. Here is more.
At the launch of the Christmas Policing Plan 2025, Crime Chief Wendell Blenheim acknowledged this year's internal and external challenges while outlining significant progress within the force. He disclosed that 15 police ranks have been criminally charged in 2025 for offenses including murder, rape, armed robbery, aggravated robbery causing death by dangerous driving, and narcotic trafficking.
During the year 2025, 15 police ranks were charged for various criminal offenses, which include murder, 1, rape, 8, robbery under arms, 2 ranks, robbery with aggravation, 1 rank, causing death by dangerous driving, 1 rank, and trafficking in narcotics, 2 ranks. What were some of the strategies employed by the Ghana Police Force to achieve a reasonable reduction in serious offences for this period? Intelligence-led policing. Criminal intelligence is a critical part of policing operations, allowing us to effectively interpret the criminal environment to identify trends and threats. During the year,
Blenheim said these actions reflect the force's commitment to accountability and integrity, emphasizing that confronting wrongdoing within its rank strengthens public confidence. He also highlighted the removal of 100 illegal firearms from circulation so far this year, marking a solid step in disrupting the flow of weapons. Though the figure is down from 178 seized during the same period last year, Blenheim attributed the improvement to more targeted, intelligence-driven operations.
Of the 100 firearms taken out of circulation for the year 2025, 16 originated from the USA, while 16 emanated from Brazil. 31 firearms are awaiting verification since markings and serial numbers were tampered with in an effort to conceal their origins. Over the years, the Ghana Police...
The crime chief noted that each weapon removed represents one less tool of violence on the streets and underscores the urgency of maintaining modernization and technical capacity within the force. He said that the modernization drive has been supported by extensive training initiatives through local, regional, and international programs, equipping officers with new skills, tools, and perspectives. Adana Doric, Ghana TV9 News.
Early Thursday, alleged smugglers attacked Guyana Revenue Authority GRA officers in Berbice, escaping with a vessel carrying uncustomed goods, including alcohol. The GRA said officers had intercepted the vessel near number 61 village during an intelligence-led operation. While escorting it to a processing facility near number 43 village, the officers were ambushed and the smugglers reclaimed the vessel through coordination with the Guyana Police Force and the Custom Anti-Narcotics Unit. Four suspects have been arrested. Efforts continue to recover the stolen vessel and goods. The GRA reiterated its zero tolerance policy on smuggling and urged the public to report illegal activity via 227-6060, extension 3201, 3212. All information is confidential and informants may qualify for reward under Custom Act. The government is fast-tracking the establishment of the Guyana Development Bank, a landmark financial institution capitalized with at least 200 million US dollars and set to open its doors by the end of the first quarter of 2026. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali made the announcement Thursday night during the opening of GuyExpo 2025 at the National Exhibition Center, Sofia, framing the bank as a cornerstone of the PPPC administration's 2025 manifesto promises. Faith Sandy has the story.
Designed to remove biggest obstacles facing small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs), the Guyana Development Bank will offer zero interest, zero collateral loans with lending thresholds to be detailed in Budget 2026. This marks one of the most aggressive SME support frameworks ever introduced in Guyana. At the same time, the government plans to push commercial banks to lower interest rates to below 4% while relaxing collateral requirements, measures intended to widen access to capital and fuel entrepreneurship across the country.
The bank will be capitalized with a minimum of 200 million US dollars. It will become operationalized before the end of the first quarter in 2026. As I speak to you, the administrative, legal, and regulatory framework is being crafted. The bank will be dynamically integrated with the commercial banks to leverage and unlock capital. A special incentive regime will be created to support lending to SMEs by the commercial banks, similar to the incentives we give them for housing. In exchange, the commercial banks will have to lower their interest rate to lower than 4% and also lower their collateral requirement for SMEs.
President Ali emphasized that the new bank will strategically target sectors poised to drive Guyana's long-term economic transformation. Priority areas include agriculture, agro-processing, tourism, hospitality, services, creative industries, and any ventures that drive value creation and innovation. By directing financing towards these sectors, the bank aims to strengthen non-oil industries and fortify the country's economic base.
The Development Bank will have no collateral requirement and 0% interest on loan up to a predetermined value to be announced in Budget 2026. The bank will focus heavily on the agriculture sector, the tourism sector, services sector, and any sector, any activity that deals with value creation. This, of course, would lead to the creation of thousands of business opportunities.
The president noted that this institution forms a collateral pillar of the government's strategy to diversify the economy, expand rural development, modernize local production, and build sustainable national wealth. Officials expect the new lending ecosystem to unlock thousands of new businesses opportunities, placing SMEs at the forefront of Guyana's next wave of growth. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
The Guyana Power and Light GPL has addressed misinformation about the power outage at GuyExpo on Thursday, which affected around 15 booths on the exhibition center tarmac. The 50 kVA transformer serving the area burned out due to overloading, and a 100 kVA replacement also failed when connected. Subsequent inspections revealed that the root cause was an internal electrical fault within the venue's network. Technicians isolated the affected section and installed a 75 kVA transformer, restoring power by 2015 hours. GPL emphasized that the wider network was not affected and attributed the outage to a combination of load surge and internal faults. A follow-up team will return to the exhibition center to conduct further checks and prevent similar incidents. More news after the short break. Stay tuned.
Guyana Channel 9 is now Guy TV9, proudly under new management. We're building stronger with a balanced and open platform for all advertisers. Whether you're promoting a business, service, or event, your message belongs right here. So choose your spot, news, prime time, or anytime, and reach viewers across Guyana. With affordable rates and professional service, Guy TV9 is your partner in progress. So visit us at Lot 21A, Lamahar Street, Georgetown, in the Century 21 building, or call 600-5006 or 761-5006. Guyana TV9. New leadership, fresh outlook, real results.
Celebrate Christmas the Guyanese way with 7 days of magic and adventure. Feel the streets come alive with lights, decor, and carols. Share in the delicious joy of favorites like pepper pot, black cake, and even ginger beer. Then explore Guyana's attractions, the majestic kite show, scenic tour on the Demerara Essequibo, and Mahaika rivers. 7 days, one unforgettable Christmas. Join us. Let's discover Guyana this Christmas.
Want to place your death announcements and in memoriam messages on Channel 9? Call 592-761-5006, 710-5008, 600-5006. Or visit our office at Lot 85A Lamaha Street, Albertown, Georgetown, Century 21 building.
Guyana, get ready for Sundown 2025, the country's biggest electronic music and arts festival, featuring Danik from the Netherlands, Walshy Fire of Major Lazer, Lip Prince, creator of Reggaetronics, and Helang from New York. An open-air festival packed with massive light shows, art installations, and the main stage by the ocean. December 6th, Marriott Beachfront, Georgetown. Time, 3 p.m. till 2 a.m. Tickets available online at ticketgateway.com. Eventbrite and Potsalt. For physical ticket locations, visit BPM Guyana on all socials. Sundown 2025. Guyana's EDM movement starts here.
Welcome back. You're watching the Guyana TV9 News. 7 drivers have already been fined $100,000 each for stopping on the Barajak Demerara River Bridge to record videos or take photos, as authorities intensify enforcement against risky behavior. Traffic Chief Assistant Commissioner Mahendra Singh warned that the general manager of the bridge holds ultimate authority to impose fines and order towing, leaving no room for appeal.
Commissioner Mahendra Singh noted that while traffic flow on the bridge has improved, some drivers continue to risk safety for social media content.
This enhances the movement considerably, giving credence to the fact that some of us are still in the mood. We want to have a video with ourselves for TikTok on the bridge. under a photograph, take note it will cost you $100,000. Already, 7 persons would have had to pay. Take note that the bylaws that govern the use of that bridge gives the general manager powers beyond the police to ensure you are fined. Take note that the towing service I refer to, if effectuated by the Demerara River Bridge general manager, there is no discretion. Do not call me. When you call the police, they do not have the authority to override that of the Demerara River Bridge manager. So you will pay storage, a pound fee, and the fine associated with stopping on the bridge.
In a separate update on national security, Commissioner of Police Clifton Hickens clarified that the deadly October 26 bombing at the mobile gas station in Georgetown, which claimed the life of 6-year-old Soraya Bourne, is not linked to the explosion that occurred in May at East Rumvelt Police Outpost and the GPL substation on Mandela Avenue.
Based on our investigation, while Blanham is there, based on our investigation, there is no motive that would point us to the collaboration of the others. But to be sure that this happened, and we've ramped up as a joint services, we've ramped up all the gaps that we have. And so now we have, as a joint services, we can better enable to protect our country.
The May 17 East Rumvelt police outpost incident involved 2 loud blasts damaging the building's southern wall, blowing away its metal gate and scattering debris onto nearby rooftops. Investigators confirmed structural damage, and national security agencies continue efforts to secure public spaces. Sion Carmichael, a 35-year-old bus driver, was charged with terrorism after allegedly transporting 3 foreign nationals involved in the explosions. 7 individuals, including Venezuelans and Guyanese, faced terrorism charges in connection with the October gas station bombing. Authorities continue to investigate motives and strengthen public security. Adana Doric at TV9 News.
In this Faith Sandy report, you will hear that the Vice President of the Amerindian People's Association has called for urgent inclusion of indigenous voices at COP30 in Brazil, highlighting their critical role in protecting the Amazon and the planet.
At COP30 in Belém, Brazil, world leaders, scientists, and activists convened to tackle climate change. Representing the Amerindian People's Association, Vice President Lamel Thomas shared the experiences of indigenous communities, emphasizing their struggles against climate impacts and the vital role of traditional ecological knowledge in shaping effective climate policies. Thomas stressed that indigenous participation is essential, noting that communities living in forests, along rivers, and in mountainous regions possess centuries of ecological knowledge. Without their engagement, national policies risk being incomplete, leaving out insights that could guide sustainable and equitable solutions.
Yes, we have always been behind the protection, the care of the environment, because we as indigenous people, we are part of the environment. We are connected to the environment, the forests, the rivers, and the mountains. And so what I want to bring to the COP here is that the national policies, national plans and strategies that are being developed respect us within that plan. Because without us, the environment is not complete. And so our voices, our participation, our effective and meaningful engagement is necessary. If we don't do that as a state, or the state does not do that, we will keep suffering the impact of what is happening in line with climate change.
Reflecting on COP30, Mr. Thomas expressed that admiration for the unity, resilience, and determination of indigenous peoples worldwide, highlighting their shared mission to safeguard the earth and protect the Amazon. He noted that these efforts benefit the global population, not just indigenous communities, and stressed that the connections and collaborations formed at the conference are critical for long-term environmental preservation.
It's been standing out to you?
Well, what is standing up for me is like the spirit of unity among indigenous peoples across the whole globe. There is that unity, there is that resilience, there is that cooperation, and there is that determination to go through what we have to go through, and that one day we can achieve what we are looking for, and that is to save the earth, to save Amazon, not only for the indigenous people, but it's for the entire world. And so that is my main take at this COP30.
The Amerindian Peoples Association presence at COP30 demonstrates the growing recognition of indigenous knowledge and rights in international climate discussions. By amplifying these voices, the APA continues to advocate for meaningful engagement, stronger protections for people, and sustainable solutions for the planet. Faith Stanley, Guyana TV9 News.
Prime Minister Brigadier retired Mark Phillips has reaffirmed the government's unwavering commitment to the welfare of veterans, promising continued investment in healthcare, housing, and infrastructure to ensure those who serve the nation share in Ghana's growing prosperity. More from Colin Abrams.
The Prime Minister highlighted existing medical support for veterans, noting that those living with diabetes and kidney conditions are eligible for $600,000 annually. He urged veterans to coordinate with their medical officers to access these funds. This statement follows remarks by the president of the Ghana Veterans Legion, Lieutenant Colonel retired George Gomes, who called attention to the rising prevalence of chronic diseases among veterans and recommended regular health screenings for officers.
Among our shuttles, we have 26 cases of stroke, 17 of blindness, and that blindness, I'm certain, comes from diabetes. So I want to make a call to the current administration of the GDF. Please start screening our soldiers.
Drawing on his personal experience as a veteran in the office of the President and Cabinet, the Prime Minister emphasized his dedication to improving the welfare of all veterans. He also pointed to concrete government initiatives, including $13 million allocated in 2025 for the restoration of the historic Coghlan House in Georgetown and ongoing maintenance plans for the Veterans Home in Lamahan Springs.
And we will continue to allocate monies in the budget of the Ghana Defense Force to ensure the building is completely rehabilitated and restored. That's a historical building in Georgetown. And we are happy to know that it is not only historical building in the sense of the infrastructure, but in the sense of the memory of the men who would have served in the Ghana Defense Force and who would have served before. Right.
With Ghana's oil production now reaching 900,000 barrels per day, the Prime Minister stressed that veterans will continue to benefit from the country's growth through upgraded infrastructure, housing, and healthcare services.
The government of Ghana remains committed to ensuring that we provide in every year, every budget, for the welfare of our veterans throughout the length and breadth of Ghana.
He concluded by pledging his personal commitment to veterans' welfare for as long as he holds office and beyond. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News.
Israel has confirmed that the body returned by Hamas on Thursday was Minnie Goddard, 73, who was abducted during the October 7, 2023 attack on Kibbutz Be'eri and killed along with his wife. The International Committee of the Red Cross facilitated the transfer of the body from Gaza, and forensic testing in Israel confirmed the identification. Only 3 hostages remained, 2 Israelis and 1 Thai national, are still in Gaza under the U.S.-brokered ceasefire agreement. Under the first phase of the ceasefire deal, Hamas has returned 25 of the 28 deceased hostages and released all 20 living hostages, while Israel has agreed to return 15 Palestinian bodies from each Israeli body. Israel's Prime Minister's office said the return of Goddard's body demonstrates its commitment to recovering all fallen hostages and ensuring proper burials, while stressing that Hamas must meet its obligations under the agreement. That has brought us to the end of tonight's newscast. Remember to check out our Facebook and YouTube platforms at GOI TV9 for more trending stories. I'm Adana Doric. Good night.